Coach, tell us a little bit about your summer and that you're arriving, trying to get your culture started, and just give us an idea how the summer's been for you getting, I know what it's like to go into a first-time job and trying to learn everybody's names. I mean, you may still have name tags on the back of their helmets when you get started. Could you just give us an idea about how the summer's going and how everything's going for you?
Yeah, the summer's been going great. These guys have really bought in since I showed up in February. Right when I got here, I was a little bit worried about where we were and what our team looked like. We didn't really have much of a concept of team, honestly. But very quickly, these guys really bought in to what we were trying to do, and our numbers got up. And we actually had our picture day the other day and had 90 guys out there for our picture. And we haven't quite had that many guys showing up every day for our summer workouts. It's been really close, but, you're going to have different guys hit or miss. But these guys have really bought in and worked hard. And, we've got a number of workouts that guys are trying to make this summer. And really we've got pretty much all of our guys that are on board with that. So I'm excited to see the hard work that they've put in and see some of the success that's going to come from that. We talked about the other day with our team that, putting in that extra work and that time and all that, it doesn't guarantee success, but without it, you got no chance of success. So the guys have really bought in and have worked hard and are taking ownership of the team, especially some of our seniors. We got a really good group of senior guys that are starting to take on some of that leadership role. And not making it about just the coaches having to be the guys to push everybody, but those guys are taking ownership of the team and running with that and really stepping up their leadership. So we're excited about where we are. We know we still got a lot of work to put in before the season gets here, but I'm excited to see some of this work that they've put in pay off.
Hey, Coach, real quick, of course, last year most everybody in this room knows how Sylacauga ended up, and it was not a fun year I know the three guys that were sitting with you up on the desk up there realize that and understand that. But what have you seen as far as these guys' attitudes, trying to put that out of their minds? Because again, being a radio guy, trying to do radio when every week, it was pretty tough to watch and pretty tough to be a part of. And what have you seen out of these guys that have really, really got you fired up about Sylacauga football in 2023?
Yeah, I mean, one thing that everybody's 0-0 right now, and so it's a new season, and really, one thing that we've kind of challenged our guys is just mentally, what does it take? Like, how do you respond when things don't go your way? When you have a bad play, when you have a bad quarter, when you have a bad half, and so we're starting to see some growth in that area, and I think that's really big. It's learning, winning can be a habit, but losing can also be a habit. And so we're trying to do all the small things that it takes to create a winning environment, a winning culture, a winning atmosphere. And so, and our guys have really bought in. And so our plan this upcoming season is just to take it one game at a time, make it trying to go 1-0 every single week, not looking too far ahead and obviously not focused on anything from the past. So, these guys are really bought in and working towards that goal of going out every single week and playing their best ball.
Now, Coach, there are a couple of examples of big name coaches that have taken over programs in low places around here. And what's the process to getting from that to where you want to take them? And was there something about the challenge that attracted you to this job?
I don't think there's a magical formula or anything like that. I think different coaches can have different approaches in the way that they want to run a program. For me, I'm a positive guy. I like to be positive. I like to, put high expectations and have high expectations for our guys and see how they respond from that. And really our team has responded very well. This starting with our spring training, a lot of teams now are kind of opting out of spring training, but I wanted to jump right into spring training and jump right into full pads and physical contact and all that kind of stuff because I felt like our team really needed that. And so during spring training, we were live tackling to the ground just about every single day, did a lot of full team 11-on-11 11 stuff and had very physical spring practice. And our numbers were up for spring. And we were talking with our coaching staff, and it was like, I wonder if our guys are going to respond to that. Are they going to stay out, and are they going to keep? And actually, we had more guys that wanted to join up and come play after our spring training got over and our spring game got over. So, man, every way that I've challenged these guys, they've really stepped up and accepted that challenge and ran with it. So, I looked at this program. Honestly, I'd never even been to Sylacauga before I took this job. Never even driven through Sylacauga. And so a couple days before I interviewed, I drove down and was kind of driving around the town and checking out the facilities and stuff like that. And when, I came and interviewed, there was a big interview panel of about 10 guys, about 10 people. And I really just saw a sense of pride in the community, and people that were from Sylacauga, have a lot of pride in being from Sylacauga. And so there's a lot of football pride as well in the city. And so I just felt like there was a lot of potential here. And a lot of people that were going to be ready to support and go all in and do what it takes to try to get this program turned around. But the biggest thing at the end of the day is the players and how they respond. And these guys up here with me and our entire team has really stepped up to the challenge.
Players, we're going to get you involved now. You're standing there just being real still. So I want each one of you, starting with Miles, introduce yourself, what position you play. We'll go all the way across and then come back. And each one of you tell us how the summer's been different. What the summer's been like for you so far.
I'm Miles McCullough. I play center.
Bryce Odin. I play wide receiver.
I'm Connor Twyman. I play quarterback.
This summer, which Coach Smelly has revamped our summer workouts completely from what they were last year. There's we do so many more things, and I believe that we are miles ahead of the game of where we were last year. And when you have 80, 90 guys completely bought in, it really speaks about the program, and we're just getting work done.
A lot more teamwork compared to last summer. We actually do things as a team this year, and everybody's not just playing for themselves.
Last year we were in the weight room for real, and then this year we get in the weight room, getting bigger, stronger, faster, being a team more, and coming together.
Well, Coach, I'll ask another question then. I got put into this. I'm going to ask you Coach's questions. I know when you took the job, you was worried about, Sylacauga, this is what I'm going to be coaching and teaching. But I know over the summer you've been kind of looking out, and sure you've been watching some of the other teams that you're going to have to play in your region. You've got a region that's got some very good football coaches in it, a lot of good friends of mine, a lot of experienced guys. Can you give us an idea what you think about the region you're in? I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's a 5-team region, so you got 5 non-region games. But could you give us an idea what you feel about your region and what you're getting into?
Yeah, I think we got a super competitive region with some great coaches and great teams. Obviously, the one that sticks out the most is a coach that I've kind of gotten to know over the last 10 years that I've been coaching, and Danny Horn and the job that he does. But it doesn't just stop with him. There's a lot of great coaches, and all the teams in our region have been working hard this summer and doing things that they think are important to be successful. So, we look at our schedule. And there's not a single game on there that you look at and you say, oh, there's a win. There's a win. There's every single game that we play is going to be super competitive. We're going to have to go out, play great ball, and really earn any win that we potentially get this year. And so I really like that challenge. That every week you got to be locked in. You've got to be game planning well. You've got to be practicing well. And there's no games that you just go in and just could potentially take lightly. So not having a game like that on our schedule just means that, we got to be locked in, laser focused as a team, and go out and try to play at a really high level.
To Miles, Bryce, and Connor, just simple question, how is he different from what you were used to?
Just the energy he brings, man. He interacts with the players. He's just a great guy. He's a great role model and a great coach.
He connects with us more. Actually, once he gets to know us, he knows we have 80, 90 guys. He knows everybody's name.
He's different from last year. Like, he's more into us with more like that.
Coach, as a head coach, you know you're only as good as the staff you put around you. Can you tell us a little bit about the staff you've been able to assemble?
Yeah, our coaching staff, I'm fired up about. Got a lot of new guys, a lot of new faces from last year, and a much larger staff than we've had in a couple years, I know. We've hired a number of guys that are going to be teaching in the school with us as well. Last year, there was only 2 coaches that were in the high school. This year, that number is going to be 5 or 6. And a number of guys that are Sylacauga graduates, which I'm really excited about. Because, you know, like I kind of alluded to earlier, there really is a lot of pride in the people that are from the city of Sylacauga. And so we've got Brantley Carr, Steven Strickland, and Jeremy Murphy, 3 kind of younger guys that all graduated kind of around the same time and went and played college ball, that are coming back and going to be a huge part of our program. And just, you know, I think that our players can kind of feel that, like that pride that those guys bring back coming and wanting to restore the Sylacauga program in a lot of ways.
You kind of answered my next question, but I'll give you an opportunity to answer when you mentioned about being able to get more coaches in the school. Could you tell me a little bit about, and I know you've only been there a short amount of time, about your administration, because that answered my question, that they were allowing you to do the things you need to do to be successful.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when I came and interviewed, that was a big part of you know, the questions that I had as a coach is, you know, what are there going to be opportunities to try to add coaches? Because, you know, at the 5A level, you've got to have you know, solid coaches, and you've got to have enough coaches, and you got to have coaches in the building so that you can use the time that you have within the school day and you know, prepping before practice to use your time wisely and be able to accomplish things in preparation and all that. So that was a big part of it is, you know, could we be able to get coaches in when there were openings? And so we've been able to hire quality teachers, quality coaches, great individuals that are going to add a lot, not just to our football program, but to our school as a whole. And so our administration has been great. Dr. Eller, our superintendent, Gary Rivers, our principal, and Chad Wilkinson, our athletic director, in trying to put the resources towards the football program to give us a chance to be successful.
I got a quick question for Connor. Connor, you're coming in this year as a first-time, I'm assuming first-time quarterback. I didn't see you on the field last year as a quarterback. Yeah, I know you were a running back last year and you played defense a good bit, but what has been your transition as a starting quarterback for Sylacauga? And how has it been working with Coach Smelly, who was a quarterback himself in high school and at the college level as well? What have you been able to learn from him at quarterback that's really, really helped you to prepare to get ready for this season?
But first, I learned from him to be a leader, step up when things doesn't go our way. I didn't really play quarterback last year, and coming in this year, it's been a hard adjusting to the team. Like that.
Yeah, I can add to that. Connor is he's a man of few words, but when he talks, the team will really listen to him. He's a tremendous leader and works extremely hard in the weight room and on the field. But Connor has really bought into the things that it takes to be a successful quarterback. Connor and I actually drove down to Thibodaux, Louisiana, and went to the Manning Passing Academy together a couple of weeks ago, which I kind of saw as an opportunity for Connor to have just a crash course on all things quarterback. And it was a 3-day camp, and it was out in the heat, and it was hot, and there was a lot of work that was put in. But I have seen tremendous growth from Connor from the first day that he's a natural athlete. and could really almost play just about any position at a high level. But really picked up the quarterbacking side of things from a mental game to being able to make all the throws. And the thing that's been exciting for me to watch is watching his receivers and the way that they've responded to him when he's making throws and reads and doing things, and they're kind of like, okay, Connor, let's go. I see you. I feel like maybe in some ways Connor sort of needed that confidence and kind of needed that assurance of like, man, I can do this, I can handle it, and the work that he's put in and the progress that he's made leading up to here right at the beginning of the season, I feel extremely excited for him and confident for him going into his senior year.
Coach, I saw where you took, I think it was the seniors whitewater rafting. Is that correct? Any of you guys get to participate in that, and how was that experience for you?
Definitely something new. Never done that before. Didn't know what to expect, and I feel like it brought us together a lot more.
Yeah, it was definitely a new experience. It was great spending time with the team and get to know one another and just come together.
It was definitely something that we definitely needed, and the team came together like we needed to.
Yeah, that was something I've been doing with teams, and I think it's really neat to do stuff outside of football. Where you go on a trip and you do something, or you're around each other and you're not talking about football. You're not coaching your guys. You're just being around them and getting to know them. And so we went and had some little team competitions and stuff. We had a best trick competition off the diving board and a speed swimming competition and volleyball games and all kinds of stuff. So it was a fun time to really just grow and develop the bond and the brotherhood that we need to have to be successful this year.
I have a question for Connor. Obviously, your brother, he played at Sylacauga. He was a standout player, went on and played college ball. Is there any advice he's trying to give to you making the transition from running back to quarterback? Any advice he's trying to help you to be successful? Is there anything that he's like just motivating you and telling you to work on? Anything to improve on?
Not really, because he really didn't play my position. He really didn't play any skill position. But what I did learn from him is to be a leader and step up for my teammates.